New casually explained.
Well, we all know there's nothing
Oh my god. Casually, dude, there's no way. There's no way I talked about how I'm not a political streamer. And then we're reacting to global military superpowers, dude. I swear to God, I'm not beating the allegations. Oh my God. Do you know what? It's only a 15-minute video. Might as well.
lives, and it's best left to whoever's in the White House. It's also the case that the people
Can we restart this video? Can we restart like completely? Like, I feel bad for the YouTube frogs. Okay, let me like restart. Casually explain the global military superpowers. Wow, I'm gonna watch this video for the first time ever right now.
Well, we all know there's nothing we can do to improve our own lives, and it's best left to whoever's in the White House. It's also the case that the people at the top of our institutional hierarchies have more than just the clamoring citizens to answer to, as they have real issues on the global stage they have to make worse. Meaning, in order to actually understand the larger scale objectives of a nation...
Well, if America actually wanted to, like, better their country, they literally can. They just choose not to. Is that political? Oh, shit.
We have to zoom out and view every country like we're playing Civilization, and we're in charge of large-scale decision-making for the country's resources and political interests, rather than viewing the world as a citizen from that country. A good example of this is that in economics and politics, everyone says that America is the most powerful country in history, as they have the best technology and are the richest civilization of all time. Then immediately everyone in the comments says, well, I'm American and I'm not rich. And I'm sure that's correct, but observe how zoomed out I am on the map. I can't see you at all, meaning you are a trifling statistic to me. Similarly, what's clear both in real life and in video games is that the most significant threat to your empire is other nations enacting military force towards you while you're just trying to get your supply chain together to make light bulbs. For this reason, I wanted to look at the most powerful nations on Earth in terms of military might, which means looking at all 7 nuclear powers in the world, starting with the weakest and moving up to the strongest. To preface, I'm not going to be mentioning any countries in Africa or South America. This is because they don't have any nukes, meaning they don't matter or exist, so we can just delete those. This is how they do it in the Pentagon, by the way. First, we have our honorable mentions, which are countries that have no nuclear weapons but are still extremely formidable. Iran. Iran currently does not possess any nuclear weapons, but recently was enriching uranium to levels above 60% in a facility 90 meters under a mountain.
Is that true? Is that true?
This was a bit suspicious and of course alarming to America's Department of Defense, because as the name implies,
let me guess.
What America is defending itself from is another country possessing an object that its current arsenal couldn't
Did they bomb
destroy.
it?
Thankfully, there is not yet such a thing. Just so you know, I wrote that description before they rebranded to the Department of War, which, let's be honest, if you thought America was ever defending itself from anything, the only technology they would need is an Iron Dome that shoots down Boeing 767s. Saudi Arabia. Unrelated, Saudi Arabia also has no nuclear weapons, but is still top 10 globally in terms of defense spending, and has a fairly strong diplomatic relationship with the United States and Bill Burr. To explain the political attitude of Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, you have to know a famous quote from the ruler of Dubai, which was, "My grandfather rode a camel, my father rode a camel, I drive a Mercedes, my son drives a Land Rover, his son will drive a Land Rover, but his son will ride a camel." This statement might sound like he's humbly stating from shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations, but he's really saying, yeah, I'm just built different. Which pissed off his kids in the House of Saud, and now they all get chauffeured in solid gold Phantoms. Nevertheless, they've recognized they can't just print money from selling oil forever, and their current grand strategy is to transition their economy from a gas station to the hub center connecting Africa to Eurasia, and become the economic center of the Middle East. Plus, after hyping up their plans to build a 170-kilometer long city that is taller than the Empire State Building and was getting me excited for someone to actually do something cool but really stupid for once, they shockingly paused construction and were then like, maybe we can turn it into an AI data center instead.
Is that what they just transformed the line to? Is that actually true? I didn't know that they just like changed the plan to just make an AI data center or whatever.
Frankly, I'm pretty sure if you said to the Crown Prince, here's my idea for a new super project, then slid him a photo of a gaming PC, he'd write you a blank check. On to the real list. Coming in at number 7 as the weakest nuclear superpower is Israel. This is because Israel has no nuclear weapons, as it has committed to keeping the Middle East denuclearized. But they have stated that while they have no nuclear weapons, if they were to come under a mortal threat, they would be forced to use them. After turning the Gaza Strip into the Gaza Strip of all previous civilization, their current geopolitical objectives are to deal with international social outrage over their use of brutal force over a weaker territory by using their enormous political and media influence.
Oh, today's not gonna be a good stream, man. Nah, dude, I can't. No, today's...
To convince radicalized Americans that they don't have enormous political and media influence, which is going about as well as you could expect. Number 6, North Korea.
Why are you on that side, Demi? I don't want to be in either side, if I'm being honest. If I'm being honest, both sides look fucking sad.
And media influence, which is going about as well as you could expect. Number 6, North Korea. North Korea is estimated to have about 50 nuclear warheads, although
I'm pretty sure they lied. I'm pretty sure they... Okay, what is this fucking photo?
they're far more powerful and effective than any other nation's nuclear warheads because Kim Jong-un personally guides each of their targets, always knows where they'll land, and never makes a strategic mistake. Their current geopolitical objectives at home are to continue
Centrist? If I'm being honest, I personally don't think that things are black and white, and I don't like when in politics everything for some reason like America forces you to be a fucking either it's in one side or the other side, or is it no side, dude. I think that's stupid as fuck.
Launching ballistic missile tests over South Korea in order to further refine their capacity for
I think that there's some things that are right, some things that are wrong, some things that are better off like in the other whatever. Like this whole thing, I feel like with the left and right fucking movement and in America, I genuinely think it's a psyop so that you can like fucking argue with each other forever and that the people of America will never be like together. I don't care. I swear to God, instead of bettering your country and making your people like genuinely happy living in America, it is literally just about arguing. I think both parties are genuinely stupid. And I think that genuinely needing to be in this left side or needing to be in this whatever side is a dumb mentality, because it should be about making the country better in general for everyone.
Inaccuracy. Meanwhile, abroad, the soldiers they sent to the Kursk region to help Russia wouldn't stop peacefully gooning to dancing girls after seeing the internet for the first time. And I feel
like when it comes to this kind of thingy, it's just so dividing. It's just way too dividing instead of just like arguing about what is right and what is wrong.
Sent home, likely undermining North Korea's credibility from the inside out with their tales from the free world. Number 5 and 4, Pakistan and India. While even bigger in population than China with 1.45 billion people, India doesn't yet have anywhere near the wealth nor industry. Pakistan is much smaller in terms of population with about 250 million people, and even with half the GDP per capita at $1,500 US, it's still more than enough to secure strong borders around India, as both countries have about 200 nuclear weapons. Pakistan has significant trade and alignment with China, which allows China to strengthen their access through continental Asia and into the Middle East, whereas India is more aligned with the West, securing maritime trade and allowing them to bring you DoorDash anywhere in the world. Now we get to the top 3, which are considered the real major superpowers in the world and a major jump up in power level from everyone else.
Oh my god.
Russia. Russia is by far the weakest of the 3 global superpowers, and frankly, even Western...
Dude, oh my god. In my Twitter, I saw a post that is absolute just like propaganda for Russia. And I was like, what the fuck?
Analysts were surprised when Russia invaded Ukraine and it went so poorly for them. Its greatest strength is its enormous abundance of natural resources.
They were like, literally, did you see that? Am I the only one that saw that shit? Because like, dude, I saw a literal post that's saying like how Putin is a wonderful person. And I was like, what the fuck?
And sheer landmass, meaning they have access to the Arctic Ocean, the Black Sea and the Mediterranean, and land trading routes to China, Europe hypothetically, and the Baltics. While obviously a shadow of the Soviet Union, a lot of analysts are downgrading Russia's superpower status even further, as their military capacities seem much weaker than previously thought, and Western sanctions mean they're extremely reliant and arguably at the mercy of China as a primary trade partner. While Russia isn't overwhelming in terms of strategic military power, they are basically unconquerable because they have 6,000 nuclear weapons, which is more than America. And so it's kind of like fighting a Voltorb who might just get pissed you're winning and at any moment self-destruct. At the moment, their grand strategy is unclear, as a lot of Western politicians have assumed Putin dreams of re-expanding their land empire towards the former borders of the Soviet Union, which is plausible at best and definitely unachievable in practice. Meanwhile, Putin says that pretty much all of Russia's military actions are not for conquest, but preemptive self-defense from the expansion of NATO. For people who are not aware what NATO is, if you ask a Westerner, we would say it's the political and military alliance formed between the United States and Western Europe after World War II that was then extended to more Eastern countries over time as they wanted trade relationships with the West and
Is that not what it is?
security guarantees for themselves after the collapse of the Soviet Union and the formation of a still threatening modern Russia to their east. This is of course my Western bias speaking, because you ask Putin what NATO is, he would say, Mordor. At any rate, it seems unlikely any further land conquest is going to occur after Ukraine, because what was supposed to be a quick little pro-gamer move that everyone was going to ignore ended up looking like this on the live conflict map in January 2023, and this is what it looks like 3 years later, so you can make up your own mind what that means. Number 2, China. China's biggest strength is turning their country from what was essentially an agrarian peasant society getting conquered by the Japanese during one of their many angry phases in the 1930s into the largest industrial economy in the world and second largest GDP in quite literally 40 years. They have a population of 1.4 billion and a GDP per capita of...
Guys, I have a question. What's stopping people from like lying about how much people they have in their country? Like, what's stopping a country from lying about how many, like, the population or whatever? But why? Because you can lie about how many people you may have in your military.
$13,000 US, which is absolutely absurd given its size and where they started. A common sentiment you'll hear online is that China actually only has a population of 800 million. But
oh. What? That is such a humongous difference. What?
$13,000 US, which is absolutely absurd given its size and where they started. A common sentiment you'll hear online is that China actually only has a population of 800 million. But then you ask for evidence and they're like, well, some Japanese scientists measured their annual salt consumption and it was lower than expected. Which is complete nonsense, because my grandma's Japanese, and if you said, yeah, Chinese salt consumption is about 2/3 of what we expected, what do you make of that? She would have said, make a lot of sense, Jamie.
Dude. What the fuck?
Chinese don't know how to cook it properly. Nevertheless, what makes China frightening is that because of their
Oh my god! Dude, he literally did the fucking meme shit.
export economy, they have a massive industrial capacity. They have similar numbers of tanks and warships to the US, albeit smaller ones, and their air force and overall system technology are far worse. But in terms of shipbuilding, China has a gross tonnage capacity of over 230 times the US and produced over 1,000 commercial ships last year, and America made about 8. Not 1,000, the number 8. And in case you think that isn't a problem, it's Chinese commercial shipyards that also make the destroyers. Currently, China's next big move is most likely the annexation, aka reunification with Taiwan, because to be frank, it's literally right there. And when China was like, hey, can we buy the really good computer chips from you? America was like, well, obviously not, that wouldn't benefit us at all. But like, imagine if Vancouver Island was its own country and had the best oil reserves in the world, and America was like, hey, can I buy some? And Vancouver Island was like, no, we use Chinese wellheads, so we only sell them the good stuff, but you can have the shitty oil we sell to everyone else. If that happened, I can assure you that I would be getting bombarded with freedom and democracy.
Oh my god.
Against my will, well within 24 hours. So while I'm rooting for Taiwan, if you add on the fact that there are American military bases in Japan and South Korea, and they have access to bases in the Philippines, China's only way of securing clear access to the Pacific Ocean is Taiwan. Meaning it's not looking so great for the little guy right now. Number 1, the West and partners. You already knew we were number 1 because I don't want to become the 51st.
Partnered with Australia, New Zealand, Japan, South Korea, Israel, Argentina, Philippines, and more. Philippines mentioned.
State. The Western alliance of NATO and its homies post-World War II is essentially what everyone watching this video will have grown up and experienced and is likely currently living within. Our greatest strength is by far our enormous wealth and prosperity gained from free trade and cooperation. This came about because post-World War II, once everyone basically agreed to get along with each other instead of making world wars in every 2-decade tradition, this allowed the proliferation of the American global banking system called the Eurodollar, which was kind of like a banking telecom network throughout the world, allowing the proliferation and trade of the US dollar in Europe, Japan.
There's no way today I decided to talk about how people think I'm political. and then this video came out today. Like, there's no way. There's just no way, dude. Like, I don't know what the fuck is this timing or whatever, but there's no way. I literally complained about people like putting me into the group of whatever streamers, and then this fucking video comes out February 1. Dude, come on, man. Dude.
And then basically everywhere else. Because of the West's perception as a liberal, rules-based democracy centered around free and fair trade, everyone trusted the currency and began using it, then saving it to use later as a reserve, resulting in what people call the US dollar reserve currency system.
Guys, you know what? I have a lot of savings. I genuinely do not know how to invest.
Even today, 58% of all global reserves are in dollars, 50% of all trade is done in US dollars, and 90% of
Isn't your sister an economics expert? Oh yeah, she is. But this is what she says. I don't want to touch your money because if I lose your money and stuff like that, I feel like you would blame me. And I'm like, I wouldn't blame you. Did you even lose money in general in your investments? And she was like, no, I've never lost money in my investments. And I was like, fuck you. Fuck you!
of all foreign exchanges in dollars as well, which allows immense privilege in terms of global influence.
No, I would 100% lose my money. I don't trust myself. No, what? Are you serious? I would not trust myself with like choosing what to invest in. Are you kidding me? Oh my fucking god, I don't know anything. Like genuinely, I don't know anything about the fucking market or whatever. I don't know what's happening in the world. I literally play video games all day. Come on, man. What the fuck? And then I was like to my sister, I was like begging to her. I was like, please, I'll give you the money. Just get like, you can take a percentage off the the thingy. Just please, just invest it for me.
You can sort of think of it like how the global language of business is English. Europeans speak to Europeans in English, except Italians. Educated Chinese students learn English. And if you want to have a successful...
Oh my god, dude, guys, I am gonna have a stream where I let chat choose what I invest in. Okay, I'm gonna put an amount that I'm gonna have, right? We're gonna have like, let's say $2,000, and I'll let $2,000 decide where like 100, and we choose where to put that investment in. And then we'll see in like 3 months or something like that where that goes. All-in-one meme coin. Invest in the Trump coin. Guys. Who's we? Guys, I'll let chat poll, and whatever is the highest, I'll put like $100 to it, and then we'll choose like so it'll be like, bro, that shit will be so
career,
fun.
you essentially must learn English. That means for people born into it, you don't have to do any work, and you get all the rewards. If your hopes and dreams...
Guys, 1 year later, oh my god, cinema. 1 year later, the fucking video comes out. I let chat use $2,000 for investment. Let's see where it goes. 1 year later, boom, video starts. Let's see it. We're reacting to it. Oh my god, that'll be so fucking cinema. And let's see whether we made income or not. Wait! W video idea!
Be successful in music, film, tech, finance, business,
Thank
or
you, I
professional
confused
political
the
streaming, you have
$10.
access to the largest markets right away. When you're thinking of your dream career, the first step for nearly all Westerners is thinking, but what if I fail and people make fun of me? But for everyone else, the first thing they have to do is learn a completely different language to fluency and then move to a different country. This is essentially the same privilege as the US dollar in that it has a global monopoly on banking and trade, meaning the currency that you create is the currency everyone uses, not just your citizens. So you can pull the levers in not just national, but global monetary and fiscal policy in your favor if you hypothetically had any idea what those levers did. With that said, currently the geopolitical grand strategy of the West is in complete disarray, because prior to Trump 2.0, both the Democrat and Republican plan was essentially to maintain the pre-existing Western rules-based order in conjunction with its allies in Europe and Asia, with only pocketed military intervention as fires needed putting out, or some perhaps slightly imaginary threats emerged. Even now, it's still not clear what the new hard-right grand vision is, or if there even is one, but if you read some of the partially human thinkers that seem to be whispering in Trump's ear, and you really interpret it generously, it would seem the basic premise is, We have to stop languishing and twiddling our thumbs as China becomes a threat to our position as global superpower. We need domestic industrial capacity to come back because we have no way to build our critical industry technology in volume if they decouple their economy from us. America shouldn't use our resources to be the protectorate militarily of Europe. They have
Jesus Christ. Hi, Tenzin.
the resources now to do it themselves, and America will establish political security over Central America, locking down a soft border for the entire northern continent.
Guys, you guys think that there's a high chance of World War III? Yeah or nay?
While using bases
In
on
like 5 years. Less than 5 years. Oh, damn. Oh, a lot of people said yes. Oh, my shit. You see investment wrong, Demi. You see investment to take a dividend bigger than what the bank gives you, not to sell it and take profit. That's not an investment. It's gambling. I'm not gonna take it out the money. I still, oh my god, dude. I had a gift from my ex, Bitcoin. I still haven't touched it once. It's been, I think, 4 years. I haven't touched that shit once, dude.
Greenland to secure the Arctic shipping lanes, which are now open nearly year-round.
No, guys, it's not like a singular Bitcoin. It was like 0 point something something something. Sell it, dude. It's going down. Sell it. I don't want to sell it.
Since polar ice has retreated in the last 50 years. Not because of
Actually, let me like check. How much money do I have still in Bitcoin? Let me like I'm gonna check. Actually, I'm curious. Let me double check. Why am I not signed in? I don't know my fucking password. It's so fucking over. Oh, it's so over. It's so fucking over. Please don't send me an email. Oh, shit. Email fucking verification code bullshit. Oh, I don't have Signal. I can't check my SMS notification or whatever. Do I have the recovery thingy? Do I have it? I know I took a screenshot of it, so I'm sure I have it.
climate change, though, that doesn't exist. On paper, it's not like there's anything that unusual about the plan. It just represents a particular form of extremely hawkish foreign policy. The problem really is the not on paper part, which is using forceful executive powers to manipulate your allies while demolishing any pre-existing trust and goodwill, then circumventing all democratic political channels to achieve it as fast as humanly possible, causing massive social upheaval in your own country and the world, and all of this is while defying the entire fundamental basis of the Western Alliance in the first place, which is ironically destroying the social cohesion and resulting trade and finance empire that made America great post-World War II. From everything I've looked at, pretty much everyone seems to either think that America is trying to intentionally disconnect and isolate itself from Europe and its allies in an act of ultra-nationalist self-suicide combined with an economic Cold War with China, or that they're finally using strong-arm tactics to
Oh my god. Charlie Kirky?
concentrate executive power and accelerate decision-making, allowing them to bring back real military strength, security, national identity, and industrial power to a stagnating Western empire. Frankly, I don't think anyone has any idea because everyone I read on the topic just keeps getting every prediction wrong, and if I were playing your boy Donald in a grand strategy game, I'd be very confused, and all I do is keep a very wide berth to protect my light bulbs. But the good news is that at the very least, if you can get past the lying, the corruption, and Rape Island, the characters this season have been the best written I've ever seen. Unlike politics of back in my day, which was mostly about either having elite level charisma, or just being born into the ruling class, winning on being relatable or hot, and then having absolutely no idea what you're doing. Some people are like, yeah, but Jamie, this isn't Game of Thrones. This is the real world. It could end with you dying in a nuclear war. Which always makes me think, nah, I'm down.
Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, dude, I feel like that was a really good TLDR, honestly. Yeah, full-blown recession. I used to be afraid of getting nuked. I'm afraid of being the edge of a nuke instead of a sweet center evaporation zone. The gold crash got bro. The gold crash got bro. Like one of the only ones that he liked. Nah. Oh. Good video. Very good video. Guys, back to not being political. As I said, why Japan's economy is at a tipping point. I do want to know this, though. I've been wanting to watch that video for a while.